Hello everyone and welcome back. This is going to be vlog session 8 and session 9 all in one video. I've noticed the past couple of videos I've been putting them together. It's just, well, time hasn't really been on my side, so. And, well, for the most part, I feel like these sessions, the stuff that happened, it'll be good to kind of compile them into one video. That way I can kind of just talk about it all as a whole. So, session 8, we were on the steamboat. I don't remember the name of the boat, and we sailed for quite a couple of days. Um, we got the opportunity again to develop our characters through roleplay because not much happened on the boat other than us meeting uh, Ray the Destroyer, who was basically a doomsday bringer if anybody would piss him off or just catch him the wrong way. At first whenever we met Ray, and then once we found out who he was and what he could do, um, for a while there, he reminded me of Vash the Stampede, if you guys know what I'm talking about. That was really cool. I've never encountered something like that in a role-playing game where literally a character where no stats are needed to be rolled because he's just gonna kill you anyway. He's that powerful. It was cool, and I was actually surprised as a player how intimidated I was, which I kind of enjoy because that tells me that me as Saroon and me as myself are meshing well, so that way I can kind of go into character easily. So that's kind of nice to know that yeah, I'm really not gonna piss this guy off. And other than that, we ended up getting some pirates after us. That was cool. I got to use some of Saroon's more high level spells like Daylight and Spiritual Guardians, which is, wow, such a crazy spell. Man, clerics are really cool. I'm really glad I picked it because I'm having a lot of fun. And I was told that clerics are really awesome, but I mean, you got to play one to realize that, and it's really really fun. So on the boat, there were I feel like a lot of dark things came out of us. Saroon, the pirates kind of ticked him off and kind of brushed him the wrong way. Quinn, she was okay with just killing the man that we had captured, the pirate, and then brings him back to life with necromancy. So Saroon, I see him as not liking necromancy at all, because he fitting into that lawful neutral alignment. There's a code, there's a way to live life, and he doesn't. I don't think he feels as though necromancy is the way to go to. I mean, I guess to revive people who are dead, to bring them back to life, but to bring someone back to life for your own personal gain, just to get information or what have you. I don't think Saroon really agrees with that, and I was surprised as a character, as a player, and as my character, surprised that Quinn pulled that out like that. I did not see that coming at all. Something else that I noticed was, and Hark had mentioned this too in his videos, was that it seems like Saroon and Quinn are really the ones who are gonna do the talking. Which, whenever that's the only thing going on, it kind of sucks that Blaze has to take the back seat, or he doesn't have to, but it makes more sense for him to, I guess. Especially with the Ray on the boat, because I feel like Blaze wouldn't be afraid to just talk to the man, bullshit with the guy, and then piss him off, and then hey, we're all dead. But I feel like there wasn't much opportunity for us to share the spotlight as much, other than when the combat came out. Blaze was able to. I mean, he was wrecking house on those pirates. Yeah, Saroon got some more pirate jokes, and he tried to just come clean and tell Blaze, his past, how he was a con artist and would start out stealing from people stealing from people at the inn, playing like liar's dice or something, and then it got to a little more convoluted and complicated where he would just trick people, sell them fake items, or trick people into giving them their money, things of that nature. But I really enjoyed the boat session. It kind of put us all into close proximity where we were able to role play with each other, and I enjoyed it. It was cool. Devin, I feel like Devin does a good job with his NPCs. Each one so far has been very intriguing and cool to talk to and learn about, especially Ray, because Sarun had asked, not trying to, he wasn't trying to be mean or anything, but why are you keeping this man alive if he's such a risk to society and such a risk to the entire world? Because I feel like he believes in, yeah, you can take one life if it means saving 1,000. I think that's something he believes in and something he's okay with. And I feel like that's something he would be willing to do if that's what was called of him to do. I think he'd be okay with it. Something else I wanted to do was at the start of the session 8, we got to see everyone's um, input on the symbol of the reignites, different crests and different drawings, which is really awesome to see. So I just wanted to take this time here to thank Baptist, Brandon, Chantel, Gavin, Jacob and Jacob R, Volpix, Matthew, Mike and Mike R, Phantom, Shin, Tom F, Vincent, and Legrand. I'm sorry if I said those names wrong, and I hope I said your names right. Just want to thank you guys for your artistical input in drawing these very cool emblems. I really enjoyed each one, and personally, I've never been a part of something like this to have people draw things of high quality like all of your drawings were, and just have people outside of the game be a part of the game as well, and that kind of interaction. It's very awesome, and I'm very privileged. So Andrew, Hark, and Devin, thank you guys for having me on, and I just hope that my performance is entertaining you guys as much as your input is entertaining me. And also, I'd like to thank I think his name is Paradox. He drew character portraits of each of our characters, which are very cool, and that's awesome. Thank you for that as well. Anyway, moving on to session 9, we finally got to Finrock, which is where we were going, which is where our destination was. It just took us like 4 or 5 days to get us there through the boat, and we were kind of chasing leads this session. We got to Bar Hop, and I gotta say I really enjoyed each inn or tavern that we went to. They all felt different. We started off with a bar fight. I didn't see that coming, but I knew Blaze's sword would bite us in the ass sooner or later, and it just seemed. Thankfully, it was in a place where number one, the guy could take it, and I guess he didn't press charges because they're not in jail. So, of all the times that could happen, that the sword could come out and make Blaze, go on a rampage, I think that was a good moment because we got out of jail, and we didn't kill him, thankfully. But from what Devin explained about the Krager the Mountain, he wasn't going down, I don't think. So then the next place we go to was the castle, which is kind of like this high promptus tavern, which was more of like a lounge restaurant. And I don't think Sarun really enjoyed it. I think it reminded him of his past life, like when he was younger, when his family grew up and they had all kind of money. Just kind of seeing that environment where people are just kind of greedy and they don't really care about the lower man. They just kind of all they care about is their money and how much more money they can get. I feel like it rubbed Sarun the wrong way, and I feel like he enjoyed seeing Blaze kind of acting himself, stealing bread from other tables, and just kind of being himself and not caring about what everyone else thought. Which is why Sarun had mentioned, just as Blaze did, to Quinn that, he really wasn't accepting of Quinn's makeup. Just because Sarun doesn't think that someone, especially someone like Quinn, who's a single mom raising her a single mom raising her son on her own, working days and nights just to do everything she can to make ends meet. And now she's going on this adventure that threatens her life, at every second. Sarun doesn't feel as though Quinn has to try to put on a show to impress other people. I think he feels that she can impress people just the way she is because she's doing it. I feel like she's doing it now between Blaze and Sarun, because we're all keeping each other together. So I feel like he took the makeup and the nice clothing the wrong way, not at Quinn, but I guess just more the situation. So, like I said, we kind of chased leads. We got to explore the city of Finrock, which I like Devin's idea. Devin's you're awesome at creating this world and these cities and these NPCs, these encounters. Um, I thought it was cool how the poor man's part of the city is kind of like this convolution of boats that just kind of sail in this huge lake. But having, like I said, having the poor man's part of the city have like this convolution of boats that sail in the water is pretty cool. The final inn we got to meet was the doghouse, which was kind of like this hole in the wall, hole in the wall inn where the bartender was glassy eyed, high, and just kind of out there. And lo and behold, there's Ray, the destroyer, with his guardian Pio. And then there's Blaze talking to him, coming like, "Oh, I thought you were the sleeper," and calling him all these names. But thankfully, Ray didn't take offense to it. Maybe he was too far drunk to really understand what he was saying, or maybe he was just starting to buzz where he didn't care what Blaze was saying. Either way, we made it out without dying, so thanks. It looks like our next session coming up, we're going to be having to face Draku, which is one of the renowned pirate lords down there, who crucifies people on the sides of his ship, which is pretty intimidating if you ask me. Apparently we have to go and please one of the four pirate lords as to get information on where Draku's location is, because nobody seems to know, which I guess makes sense because it's a big old mess of boats. So it's kind of hard to pick one out from the other, but I feel like if there's a boat with crucified people on the sides, I think we could find it with probably no trouble, but we'll see what happens on come Monday. Personally, I feel as though whatever these pirate lords want us to do, it's probably not going to be anything that's really too ethical, too moral. So I'm really interested to see in how this is going to impact Sharoon, because overall, depending on how bad it is, I guess if it's not that bad, he'd probably be okay with doing it, because he knows, well, he's going to hope and pray that leads them to Draku, which leads them to Wambach, which hopefully Wambach is still okay, because yeah, they just gotta stop the unrepentant at whatever cost they can, and I hope it's not something that'll tear Sarun up too much on the inside, but we'll have to see. Well, guys, thank you again so much for watching. I appreciate it, and thanks again to Devin, Andrew, and Hark for having me aboard this awesome experience, this awesome story that we're telling together. Until I see you guys next time, take care and have a great week.